Hello, hello, and welcome to the Preschool All Stars podcast. I'm Bethany Johnson, and my guest today is Joy Gibson. How are you doing today, Joy?
I'm good. How are you, Bethany?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for talking to me. I can't wait to hear what you
Yes.
got going on.
Thank you.
Yes. What's your background in, and what was going on before you decided to start your own preschool?
Well, my background is in early education. So I have my master's degree in early education and have been teaching probably for the last 16 plus years,
Okay.
formally and informally. Right before I became a part of Preschool All Stars, I was unemployed. The pandemic had um, laid me off from the position that I was in. And I saw it as a blessing. I did not want to go back and work for anybody. And so I decided to see what was out there that I could do. I had followed Joy for maybe, I would say, a year or two. It always caught my eye because we have the same name. So I was always like, I want to see what this lady's about. And so I joined the 7-day challenge, and that changed everything. I was like, oh, I can open my own place and start my own business. And it's just been exciting ever since.
Awesome. What kind of places had you worked in? Was it public school? Was it preschools? What kind of places?
I worked more in childcare centers.
Okay.
I have subbed in elementary schools and things like that. I owned my own center for 2 years when I had to have my children and then added on a few so that I could supplement our income,
Mhm.
but mainly in childcare settings.
Okay. So you owned your own center, and how was that? And how is that different than owning what you have going on right now?
Yes, time consuming, exhausting. When you have to work, and it was small, it was in my home.
Okay.
So in Pennsylvania, you can have 3 to 4 children in your home besides your own. And
Mm.
at the time that I had it, I had 2 of my own and then 4 children. So with all the different schedules and everybody, I was open from probably 5 a.m. to about 7 or 8 a.m. every day. So
Oh,
then it didn't include
no.
cleaning
Nope.
up, prep for the next day, all those things. And I was like, what am I thinking? But it was fulfilling because I got to stay home with my kids. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you try to weigh those things and keep a positive attitude, but it was exhausting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a fellow PA girl here from Philly. Not in Philly
Love
now,
finding
but
Pennsylvania folks.
yeah.
Hit me up sometime.
Well, now I'm in Vegas, but
Oh,
I moved here about 5 years ago. But
okay.
Philly was my place for most of my life.
Oh, nice. I'm in Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So now tell me, when did you start your 7-day challenge? How long ago?
Mine was October of 2021. So
Okay.
this past year. Um, and I started my school November 1st.
Nice. Okay. So you jumped right in.
I did. I told myself, and I think that what I really learned through Preschool All Stars is don't leave time for doubt. Don't like get on the ball. And so once I finished the 7-day challenge, I'm like, no, I'll do it in January. That's a good start, the start of the year. And I knew that if I put it off for too long, it would be put off again. And I was like, no, I'm giving myself 2 weeks, get it together. I don't need a full preschool room. I need a
Yeah.
background and I need, I've always done curriculum myself with getting the curriculum through the box. I didn't even have to come up with it by myself. I
Yeah.
was like, I can do this. Let's start. And then with my
Totally.
founding family scripts, I had 3 children that signed up through that. So I knew I was already on the move.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so you had three to start out with your founding family,
Mhm.
and you're doing preschool.
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Two and
and
a
do you
half
have a
to
niche?
5-year-old. Say
Two
that
and a
again.
half. Do you have a niche?
I do. Mine was, and the name of my school is Connections Online Preschool. And
Oh, I
so
like
it was
that.
about helping children connect to themselves inwardly and also the world around them.
Mm,
It might change a little bit for this upcoming year, but I even did that with my summer program. I wanted children to have the necessary skills emotionally to deal with what's going on in our world around us. So it
absolutely.
focuses on emotional health, emotional intelligence,
Mm.
um, executive skills, those skills that they need to prosper in school. So a lot of what I'm creating for my summer program, I'm going to continue to do in my preschool program next year.
Awesome. How are you teaching emotional intelligence? What are some specifics there? Because that's so important.
Oh my goodness. And just really what I've realized too with children, I have 5 of my own, ranging from 14 down to 3.
Okay.
And so what I see even in my own home is what I think and feel about others, and really being able to voice your needs.
Mhm.
To me, that is the top of emotional intelligence, being really be able to verbalize what you feel and need to tell the world around you. So we talk a lot about feelings. We talk a lot about how to speak, how to talk, and how that will help them excel. Even in my class each week, we do greetings, and we do asking each other about our weekend or things like that. Even learning those skills helps younger children. As adults, we have challenges sometimes, but younger kids are like, well, how do I connect with others? And how do I, um, you know, start a conversation? And so those are all the skills that I try to hit on, even with the youngest at two, 2 and 3 years old.
I love
And they
that.
get it. They really adapt and get it.
Are there certain exercises that you do to facilitate that, especially because it's an online setting and it's not in person? Is there a certain time that you set for conversation time, or how does that, what specifically do you do to facilitate that?
They always know we have a greeting time at the beginning of each class. So
Okay.
that is already set every single class, so they know. We also greet one by one. Each child will say hello to each of the other children
Okay.
by name. So they're learning their names as well.
Nice. Yeah.
And they are able to do that. And then each week we have a share time. Now, if somebody also brings something to class and we're all interested in it, we share, and that gives that child too the ability to tell something that they love, but
Mhm.
also have children connect. And, once they say, well, that's cool, or, they feel a sense of ownership with whatever they're doing or whatever toy they have. And so I would say at the beginning of every class, I also think being online, that opens them up to want to speak and connect with me and the other children. And so we're doing well as we go through the class because they had that time to open up and chat.
Mhm. And what about the executive skills? Which ones of those do you focus on for that age?
Well, I'm in the process of creating my curriculum, so I can't
Okay.
I can't say too much on that. But what I really focus on, and I do this more with my 7-year-old, and that's why I'm carrying it over into my preschool.
Mhm.
Things like self-control, self-regulation,
Yeah.
being able to, and we do this a lot too. I read a book in every single class, and we prepare our body for that. What is our
Mm.
their listening time body doing? It's listening, it's looking, it's, my body's trying to be calm, because for 3-year-olds, that is hard.
Yeah,
And I
totally.
recognize that, right? I tell them,
Mhm.
but I said, if you can really try, then we can all, listen to the story and adapt. So those are some of the skills I try to hit upon.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. So tell me how your preschool runs. What's the schedule and how long are your classes?
I have 30-minute classes. Currently, I have a Tuesday, Thursday class and a Monday, Friday class.
Okay.
It was just based on, there was supposed to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, but parents' schedule was not, open to that right now. So it is Monday, Friday. So I've tried to be flexible with that
Mhm.
as I try to get new students in. And then I also do pre-recorded classes that I send to If You're Today. And then I send home learning kits, which I just moved
Oh,
off of my shelf because I was creating them for next month. But they have, what I realize as an educator being in a classroom is that um, children need hands-on materials. They
yeah.
need things to create, they need things to learn.
Mhm.
Um, and so I wanted that for my preschoolers. And so I create a kit each month that has hands-on things that go with each unit each week, so that they can do them at home. And also the parents can see what they can do, and
Mhm.
um, work along with them and learn with them.
Yeah. What type of stuff does your monthly kits include? I know a lot of time welcome kits include like supplies, like scissors and Play-Doh and stuff. Did
Right.
you do one of those? And then now do you send like curriculum stuff with it?
Yes, they all get a welcome kit, and that does have standard construction paper, scissors, glue, all the things you would need for different crafts that I might send out.
Mhm.
Because I also started a Google Classroom this year. I need to move to my hub. but I started with Google Classroom to house everything. And sometimes I send extra activities like videos and things like that. But in my kits, I really try to hit on all the developmental domains. So they get a science experiment, they get language arts materials, they get social emotional materials, music. I'm looking over at them now, like what else? Crafts, a couple crafts that go along with our kits. Even a sensory bin like
Oh,
this
wow.
month.
That's cool.
Well, and it's small, but it's something that they can manipulate. This month it was kidney beans for the letter K,
Hmm.
kidney beans and like animals to play with in the sensory bin. So
Have you
I
found
try.
that that is cost effective? Is it affordable? Because that's what I'm worried about when thinking about making kits, if I should do a monthly kit or just a welcome kit. I'm worried that I might get a little overboard if I start monthly kits and then I'll just be losing money left and right.
Well, and because I'm so new, when I started it, I wanted to finish it, right?
Hmm.
And so yes and no. It depends on what you want to put in it.
Hmm.
And what I think I might do next year is make items that I put in the welcome kit that can carry month to month.
Hmm.
Like say the weather bear. I'm sending
Hmm.
one this month, but I was like, oh, I could have sent that in the beginning. And each
Hmm.
month they just use it for the
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
weather, so you could think of things like that that could turn around the cost because you're using it over time.
Hmm.
I'm a big thrifter.
Me
And
too.
so I find a lot of things either that I had in my house and I can repurpose and so the manipulatives are a little less cost. I do hit up the Dollar Tree.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite places. So I never even priced it. You made me really think about it. Um, but also surprisingly, or not so surprisingly, a lot of my kids are in Pittsburgh, at least
Oh,
six of
okay.
them. I have to
That's
ship
nice.
one kit. So
Okay.
I think that's the part that does get more,
Yeah, because shipping is expensive.
yeah, depending on where your
Mhm.
kids are, you
Yeah.
can, you can pay a lot in shipping, but I get to deliver them to their
Oh,
home
that's cool. You
face
could
to
see
face.
them.
We put a mask on, we say hello. So I love that part.
Hmm.
So I'm like, oh, I
Totally.
will bring a kid every month, just so I can
Yeah.
see you in person.
That is fun. That's fun. I remember when pandemic started and I was still teaching but I didn't like get to say goodbye to my kids from the district. I
Yeah.
made like a little book basket because I had so many books in my room and I like hand delivered them to all their houses.
Yeah.
And like me coming to their house was like blew
You're a
their mind.
celebrity.
Like, wait, you're allowed out of school? You can
You're a
come to
celebrity.
houses.
It's
Yeah, it
funny.
was
My
just so
daughter just
cool.
said that. My teacher lives at school, mom. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, he has a house.
That's what they all think. It's so funny.
Right.
Okay, so tell me how it's going. How much do you charge?
My found and family price was 47.
Okay.
My price for last year was 67 for 2 days. And
Mhm.
for 2 days in my next program, it's 97.
Okay.
So I did increase it a little bit with what's
Hmm.
happening in our world and kind of advice from Joy as well.
Yeah.
And then because I offer extra things, I thought this price could be higher.
Yeah.
And I think that I give enough materials and bonus and myself
Hmm.
to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. I mean, you have a master's degree, just that right there. You should, yeah.
Yeah. I worked
And
hard for that.
yeah, absolutely. Totally. And how many students do you have right now?
Currently, I have 5. I did have
Okay.
7. A few stayed on for a few months and it didn't work with their schedule or the family was moving and they just couldn't keep up with it.
Hmm.
And so I have 5 currently.
Awesome. And you said most of them live right around you?
Yes, yeah. And actually all of them live in PA. There's just one that I'm like, I'm not driving 2 hours to send you this box. So
Yeah.
I put
Yeah.
it in the mail and the kids
Okay.
still love it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah. I
next
mean,
year.
getting
I
mail is just as exciting, getting
put
good
their
mail.
name on it. I put their
Yeah.
name on the front,
Mhm.
because it's for them. So yeah.
Yeah. And what time are your classes?
I do a 10 o'clock Monday and Friday, and then I do 11 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay. And then you send the same pre-recorded one to all the kids. You only have to pre-record 2 classes, or do you have some 4-day
Correct.
kids that you'd have to do 4? Just 2.
Just 2 days for right now.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. So, and you're doing a summer program coming up. And how are you marketing these days to fill more spots?
Oh, and that I just was thinking about that last week. So I was just using social media, but I did just complete a flyer to take to programs that I do around my community.
Okay.
Also local papers, I'm getting in those and trying to see if I could get some advertisements for free if I can. Sometimes like the really local papers, they don't charge much. Um, and then just trying to come up with some creative ideas because I'm like, you don't have to live right in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that just popped up for me was a grant opportunity
Mm.
to fund my summer program and bring this curriculum to about 20 children in my community. So
Oh, that's so
I'm working on
cool.
that and I'm super excited. But
Yeah.
I'm always looking for different things to try to get the word out or get funding for me as well to keep
Mm-hmm.
this program going.
Is that grant through your state?
It's through it's called the WCDC. It's through our business district. They have a hub,
Okay.
and each year they grant 5 small businesses in Wilkinsburg this funding to put on
Nice.
programming for education and children.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Grants, I feel like I got really a very pretty large grant this year from the
Wow.
American Rescue Plan money. They sent it out to like child cares. And I feel like I need to look more into grants because after I got that, and I got a smaller one from, I mean, these were like COVID funds that from the federal
Right.
government
Right.
that they dispersed through the states, but it got me thinking about other grant opportunities. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, why am I not applying for grants? Because even like as I'm trying to launch my online program, I'm like, oh, how much money do I really want to? I mean, I want to invest in marketing stuff so I can really make it big. But if I didn't have that grant, I wouldn't really be able to do that
Yeah.
until I start getting more students. So I feel like grants are something we all need to look into more because it's just free money and it does take a
Right.
little work to look for the grants and it does take
And
some
to write them.
paperwork to write. Yeah. And
This
some
one
of
is
them you
only a
just even
two-pager, so
apply.
I'm like,
Yeah. Like the
okay.
ARP one was pretty easy. I just had to fill out some paperwork and then you have to get all the proof and it is paperwork to do, but it's so
Right,
worth the
right.
money. It's just free
Yeah, if
money.
you
It's
can
so
get
worth it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
totally.
One thing I've really been trying on social media too is like share it, as
Mm,
networks share out. And one thing I did do recently was took a lot of time and added mom groups, grandparent
mm,
groups, and just
yeah.
started chatting. That was one of the things outlined in Preschool in a Box, just start chatting and talking about what I do. So I'm hoping that that will bring some more attention to it.
Oh yeah.
Most of them you
Moms
can't
groups.
advertise. Yeah, but as you
Yeah.
start talking about it, they're like, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
What's going
Oh yeah.
on? I've even joined a couple groups too that are business oriented
Mm-hmm.
that have like share your Instagram or share your Facebook page so
Yeah.
that I can do that and get the name
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Yeah, when I first started with this, Moms Group didn't really have rules about advertising. And then in the
Yeah.
past 2 years, it's like they are very strict about advertising. I think there were a lot of MLMs that the ladies were
Yes.
advertising that people were getting upset about. So now you can't really advertise in any of those moms
No.
groups. But I
No.
definitely like
Because I
stalk
think too,
them
their
for
theme
whenever
was
people ask for feedback. I mean, they're like, what preschools are around? And I'm always
right,
jumping on that. That's when you can
right.
jump in. You
Yeah,
can
that's
ask some
true.
questions. Yeah,
If you asked, and I can tell you. But I think
exactly.
too,
Yeah,
those scrolls were so filled with
they
advertisements,
were.
there's no
Yeah.
more
Hmm.
conversation.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
get it, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to find my way
Totally.
in.
I just joined for the state of Nevada. One of the, I don't know, statesmen gave all childcare owners a free year membership to the Chamber of Commerce. And
Oh,
so I'm like now digging into all the stuff that they offer. And I don't know how much it is actually to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce. So if I will continue it, but they give
right.
like a $1,200 credits to the Review Journal, which is a big newspaper here, and they have
Yeah.
digital stuff. So I'm going to be getting
Oh,
that. So I'll be advertising with that. So that's free. And then they have tons of networking events that I'm going to my first one next week. So there's like lots of opportunities with stuff like that.
yes.
And with like the Better Business Bureau,
Mhm.
they contacted me and now I'm a part of them. And they also offer free advertising in different
Oh,
places.
wow.
So
Yeah.
there's definitely different business things like that that people
Right,
can check
right.
out that offer advertising and offer networking. And I think they could be good resources if I utilize them more. I'm starting to now. I feel like I have a little bit of imposter syndrome when it comes to those things. So I'm starting to like work myself up and be like, wait, no,
Right.
I am an entrepreneur. I do belong in these things.
I
You know,
Yeah, I feel you on that too, though. It's like you have to build up who or what you are. I
Mhm.
think because I've always been an educator, and so I
Right.
know how to promote that or tell you, but then it's like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I own an online preschool, but also
Mhm.
with that, I have to promote it and I have to do the business
Yeah,
side. So
totally.
it's so much more than, just teaching in the classroom.
Yeah.
And
And I
you
feel
have
like it's kind
have
of
been
hard
running
for
class.
teachers to change to the business mindset because we're so
Yes,
focused on the educational mindset. So having to like intertwine the two for me is hard because
yes,
having to charge people for education is hard for me because I want everyone to have that great education, but I
right.
also am running a business. So I have to,
That's
you know what I
right,
mean? So
that's right.
it's hard, but they say when you go to these networking events, have your 30-second elevator pitch ready.
Yes.
So I'm like trying to get that ready now that I can
Yeah,
just blurb it out, sounding confident and
that's
put
right.
together.
Now, do you have a preschool operating currently? Oh,
I have
great,
a
great.
home preschool, yep, that I opened about 2 years ago. That's been
Nice.
full since I opened pretty much. And then I had an online preschool last year. And then when I had my baby, I had to stop it. So now I'm like relaunching it again. And like
Okay.
kind of like a new kind of format for it too. So, and
Nice.
when I first launched my online preschool, I launched it in like 14 days with the 14-day challenge. And
Yeah,
now I've been working on it for a few months and I'm launching it in the fall. So I have like time to kind of think about it. Whereas
yeah,
before I
yeah,
did not, I just like
yeah,
jumped into it and it worked. I
yeah.
had about 8 students all year and I was doing it while I just opened my local. So I was kind of doing it at the same time and I wasn't really able to give it the
Sounds
love and
challenging.
attention I needed. So
Yeah,
now that my local preschool is running pretty good and I have a teacher in here and I'm not worried about marketing for this because this is already full for next year. I'm trying to put
nice.
all of my effort into my online preschool and market that. But
Wow,
it's a
that's
whole new
nice. I do
game.
think about local as well. I wasn't quite sure. I do want a space if I do local. I don't want to do
Mhm.
it in my home.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
do it out of my garage, so it's
okay.
very separate from my
That's
house, which is
Yeah,
really
if I
nice.
could get something like that, yes. But
Mhm.
I have
Mhm.
5 and right now I'm in my dining room.
Yeah.
And even that is sometimes like, I need you to be quiet. Like I'm in
Yeah.
class with and so you need that space to be able
Oh,
to
yeah.
really do it. And
Absolutely.
that's why I understand, like I'm understanding now online preschool teaching is production too. So,
It is.
you don't think about these aspects because I was like, I know how to teach in person. It's so different.
Yeah.
I had to really learn how to teach online.
Mhm.
And I think by the end of this, I'm like, hey, I'm pretty good. My kids are
Yeah.
engaged. You're ready to teach and they're ready to learn. And so it's been really fun learning with them as
Mhm.
I try to teach and then learn how to do it. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a whole nother ballgame, especially if you want, good quality. Like when I did it the first time, I just used Zoom and I didn't do pre-recorded
Okay.
unless I like had a doctor's appointment. It was all live. So I didn't edit it or do any of
Yeah.
that. But now most of my classes, except for the 2 live classes, are going to be pre-recorded. So I've
Okay.
like been working on my editing skills and
Mhm.
trying to learn new programs for that. But it's slowly but surely with that because I'm not good with technology. I'm just trying to figure it out.
That's how I am too. Even Zoom, for the past 2 years, so many people have been using it
Mhm.
consistently. And because I wasn't working, I didn't. You would do
Mhm.
it for certain programs or concerts or things like that. But I had to get very accustomed to it,
Mhm.
know the ins and outs. And now with the computer that I have, I can actually record my Zoom meetings. So that is what I use for pre-recorded. As we go through
Mhm.
our Zoom class, the other class gets that other, flip side of it.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think has been the biggest challenge in this whole process for you?
Um, I would say my motivation. I
Mm.
did go through some health issues in the last couple months. Um, you know, you want to, in your mind, you envision full classes and making money, and everything starts slow and steady,
Mhm.
especially with a new business. So trying to keep that inspiration and motivation. which
Yeah.
I'm appreciative with Preschool All Stars that it's there, and that, you know, you hear stories of the good, the bad, the ugly from everyone. And you're like, it's not just me. Oh, there's
Hmm.
somebody else going through that. And so just really trying to push through the end of the year and finish strong. But I think that push and that motivation is the thing that I have to work on constantly, especially not feeling so well in the last couple months. So just really trying to give it my all and appreciate my families and kids because they love and enjoy it. I just had a father the other day was like, I never watched your class and that was great. And I was like, oh, you like the class? You know, like not even your child, she does, she loves it.
Hmm.
But to hear a parent even say, wow, like I was engaged in it, and I see
Hmm.
how much my child learns. So that
Yeah.
really pushed me. So in this last month, I'm like, yes, I'm
Yeah.
ready to go, you know?
Absolutely. I think in the beginning when I was doing online, I was more scared of the parents watching than, entertaining the kids. I mean, I can entertain kids all day long. I know how to be as goofy as I need to, but like if the
Yes.
parents are sitting there like judging, and then I've realized that like the parent, I've gotten great feedback from the parents. I had to go online like a month ago just for my one class because there was an exposure in the class. So we had to just for like two classes, and the mom is in the background, and she told me later, she's like, I was crying because I've never heard him sing all those songs, or I didn't know he knew all that, and he learned
Yes.
so much, and I know, like, I didn't know all that. And I was like, oh yeah, it's like it's good for them to see the boy, all their
Oh,
kids see, because they go home and they're like, how was school? And they're like, it was fine. Like, what'd you
I
learn?
know.
They're like, I don't
We didn't do
know.
anything.
Yeah. But then seeing that they're learning and seeing their progress, it's nice. And the parents, I mean, all the parents think it's hysterical watching all the stuff they kids do. So I feel
Oh,
like it's entertainment for them too.
I
And
know.
the parents, what I've realized is that they're used to watching their kids like terrible TV shows. So I'm sure anything is better than, watching Blippi and Coco Melon and all that.
Right. The things we're forced to watch
Yeah,
because of our
exactly.
kids. Yes.
Yep.
I get it.
What do you think has been the biggest thing that you've learned throughout this whole process?
Oh, um, that I can create my own business and sustainability. I think that although it's hard work, I know that I will continue it and work at it, and um, to see that feedback from parents and kids, and just really seeing how much I can give to children. Um, and so, yeah, I just think that I think I've learned more about me in the last 6, 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just about what drives me and what are my stumbling blocks, what makes me not succeed as much as I think I will or could do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like we said, I did learn things like using Zoom and slides to do my classes, but I think that all comes under the 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 knowledge that I can do it, and that learning about me will help me prosper and succeed in my business.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, last question, and my favorite one is, what advice or encouragement would you give to someone who was in your position like 6 months to a year ago?
Oh, join this program. Because I was on the fence from the beginning, and I was like, well, no, I know how to do this, I could do it on my own. But becoming a preschool owner myself was amazing, but to also have the support and the knowledge and the skills given constantly and consistently has been the thing that has solidified that I will succeed. And I can see that. I can see it improve from others. I can see it in my own preschool and where I have grown from October to now. And so it has just it's been a journey. I can say that. Not so easy sometimes, but the push and the drive of all the people that are involved have really helped me keep pushing.
Yes, yes. Okay, not last question. Now this is my last question. Where do you see this, your preschool, and where do you hope to see it in the next 5 years?
Oh, I do want a local preschool. So I've been looking at spaces that I could open and create that. I do love in person. I really do. Online has been great, but I do love in person. So I would love to see that happen and not do childcare, but
Mhm.
create a preschool that I can have them for a few hours and have a couple sets of kids. And I do believe my online preschool will flourish. And I think that I want to be the person that's teaching like 5 different classes a day,
Mhm.
and then bringing on teachers to teach those classes,
Yeah.
um, becoming the CEO of this all and like just, dictating
Yeah.
and directing what's going on. I don't know if that'll happen in 5 years, but that's what
It's the goal.
I'm
That's
big
the
on.
goal.
Yeah, I'm big on manifesting, like put it
Yeah.
out there, say what you want, and then work towards that goal. And so
Mhm.
I could truly see that one day. Maybe not 5 years, but in 5 years, I hope to have the local
Awesome.
and see this preschool vision grow.
Awesome. Well, I will catch up with you next year and see where you're at next year.
Thank you.
Yes. I wish you all the best of luck, Joy, in
Thanks,
making
you
these dreams
too.
come true, and
All
good and
right.
congratulations on everything you've got going on so far.
Oh, thank you very much.
You have a great
Have a good
weekend.
day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to have a success story just like that one, I invite you to join our Preschool All-Stars. It's my exclusive membership community where you'll get mentorship from me with weekly Q&A lives, support and guidance and friendship from hundreds of women on the exact same journey as you, starting, running, and growing their preschools, and my exclusive access to Preschool University, every training and done-for-you file that you'll need for every milestone on your journey to help you start, run, and grow your preschool. We've all been there, and we've got the exact same steps that you need to go through, but we do it all very quickly so that you don't have to waste time or money doing the wrong things at the wrong time. We'd love for you to join our Preschool All-Stars membership. Just go to preschoolallstars.com or click the link in the description to immediately jump into Preschool All-Stars. Again, go to preschoolallstars.com and we'll see you there.